Welcome to Slave Lake, Alberta. We've traveled south and east from high level through hundreds of kilometers of northern forest. And now, suddenly, that forest opens onto an enormous body of water. This is Lesser Slave Lake, one of the largest lakes entirely within Alberta. And sitting near its southeastern shore is our next destination, the town of Slave Lake. Before we explore it, if you're enjoying discovering parts of Alberta that don't always appear on the typical tourist route, please give this video a like and subscribe to Passing Through Slowly. We're visiting 30 cities, towns and hidden gems to see just how diverse this province really is. Lesser Slave Lake stretches for more than 100 kilometers across northern Alberta. When you're standing along the shoreline, particularly on a windy day with waves rolling toward the beach, it can almost feel like you're standing beside an inland sea. The history of this region reaches back thousands of years. Indigenous peoples lived, traveled, hunted and fished throughout the area long before European fur traders arrived. The lake's English name comes from an older historical naming convention connected to the Slavey people, though indigenous communities throughout the region have their own histories and names associated with this landscape. With the expansion of the fur trade, waterways became the highways of northern Canada. Lakes and rivers allowed canoes to move people, furs and supplies across enormous distances at a time when overland travel through the boreal forest could be extremely difficult. Eventually, roads and railways changed transportation across northern Alberta, and Slave Lake developed into an important regional service centre. Today, forestry remains one of the major industries in the surrounding area. The enormous boreal forests support logging and wood product operations, while energy and other resource industries also contribute to the local economy. But the lake remains the defining feature. One of the area's best-known destinations is Devonshire Beach, located within Lesser Slave Lake Provincial Park. Here, a long sandy beach stretches beside the lake, something people who picture northern Alberta as nothing but forest might not expect. During warm summer weather, people come here to swim, walk along the sand, camp and watch the sun disappear across the water. Nearby is the Boreal Centre for bird conservation. Lesser Slave Lake lies along an important migratory route, making the region an exceptional place for observing birds moving between the northern breeding grounds and winter habitats farther south. The Lesser Slave Lake Bird Observatory conducts research and monitoring, helping scientists understand the movement and health of bird populations throughout the boreal forest. It's another reminder that these northern landscapes are connected to ecosystems stretching across continents. But Slave Lake's modern story also includes one extraordinary day. On May 15, 2011, a wildfire driven by powerful winds entered the town. Hundreds of homes and other structures were destroyed. Large portions of the community were evacuated, and images of neighborhoods burning were seen across Canada. For a relatively small northern town, the scale of destruction was enormous. But Slave Lake rebuilt. New homes and buildings rose where others had been lost, and the community recovered from an event that could easily have defined it permanently. Wildfire remains part of life throughout the boreal forest. We've already encountered that story in high level, and we'll encounter it again as we continue through northern Alberta. Fire can be devastating to communities, but it's also a natural process within these forests. Living here means understanding both sides of that relationship. Beyond the town and beaches, the surrounding region offers enormous opportunities for outdoor recreation. Fishing is particularly popular on Lesser Slave Lake, with species including walleye, northern pike and yellow perch attracting anglers throughout the year. Winter changes the lake completely. Ice replaces open water, snow covers the beaches and ice fishing becomes part of the seasonal rhythm. That's one of the fascinating things about northern Alberta. The same landscape can feel like two completely different places depending on the season. Slave Lake also marks another transition in our journey. We've traveled through the Rockies, crossed the Peace Country and reached Alberta's far north. Now we're beginning to travel east across the province. And ahead of us is a community known around the world for the enormous energy resources buried beneath the surrounding boreal forest. Our next stop is Fort McMurray. If you enjoyed discovering Slave Lake and Lesser Slave Lake, please like this video and subscribe to Passing Through Slowly so you can join me for the rest of our Alberta journey. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you at our next stop.